seriously. Thank you, Ash Jones. Okay, can we throw the lights up? And then we'll get You are watching Stripped Down, Saskatchewan's 1-hour local music showcase that brings the venue into the comfort of your own living room. I'm your host, Curtis Anderson, and we are about to break new ground. Tonight, we feature the very first female performer ever on Stripped Down. Ladies and gentlemen, local singer-songwriter, Underneath the Fray.
Slides away to a strange shade of gray. I can see you're walking away. Piles of words float around, tumble to the ground, falling on deaf ears, so to say. And I won't do this without you. Please stay. I have promised you things that you can't get, but with a ring, come and sit, talk a bit, I'll make you smile. 34-0, undefeated this year, yet I feel like walking away. Piles of words float around, tumble to the ground, falling on deaf ears, so to say. And I won't do this without you. Please stay for just a little while. I have promised you things that you can't get. With a ring, come and sit, talk a bit, I'll make you smile. Cover me, there's bleeding, pleasure retreating. Waters laughing underneath that cold sky, one step into your final lullaby. Happy people pass, not a time for a glance, as you slip away a little at a time. And I ain't doing this without you. Please stay for just a little while. I have promised you things that you can't get. With a ring, come and sit, talk a bit, I'll make you smile. Oh, yes, and I ain't doing this without you. Please stay for just a little while. I was promised I never got. With that ring, come and sit, talk a bit, I'll make you smile. I have promised you things that you can't get. With a ring, come and sit, talk a bit, I'll make you. Hey, smile.
Underneath the Fray in the Shaw Studios tonight. I'm your host, Curtis Anderson, and I am also the brand new Shaw Visions and Values champion. Probably doesn't mean anything to the people at home, but it's an ongoing contest here at Shaw. I took it home this week. It's a big deal to me. We'll just put that there. Make sure we get as many shots of that as we can. All right, Underneath the Fray. As I mentioned in the intro, breaking ground, the first female performer here on Stripped Down. You excited?
I am. I'm terribly nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous.
Completely out of my element here.
Oh, let's start things. What do we need to know really quickly about Underneath the Fray?
I play by myself. That's the biggest question I get.
Okay.
Like, where's the band? No, I don't have a band. That's just my name. So yeah, I play by myself. I tour a lot. I'm working on a new album. That's the greatest thing, the next best thing that
This
I'm
is your
doing.
third album?
My third album, yeah.
All right, we'll go back a little later and talk about the
Okay.
past, but what can we expect for the third album?
Gosh, that's a good question. I have great songs in the works I'm really pleased with, but
Okay.
I don't know exactly how that's going to turn out. I'm probably going to work with a producer this time. I didn't the last time,
Okay.
so I was all by my little self the last time, and yeah.
So compared to the last time, compared to the second?
You mean what I'm going to do next?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's
Okay.
just probably going to evolve once I start sitting down and when I have someone in front of me who's listening to it and saying, "Ooh, that doesn't sound so good," or maybe you want to think about this, and then we'll see what direction it goes from there.
Yeah, you tour a ton. Do you play
I
that
do.
often in Saskatoon?
I play now and then in Saskatoon,
Yeah?
at a few places here, but yeah, I kind of have the last year and a half been sticking to between Winnipeg and the mountains.
Wow, really?
So anywhere in there, I play.
All right, let's
Yeah.
talk about the first song you kicked the show off with. What was that?
Yeah. That was Smile. That was on my album I just have out now.
Okay.
I wrote that song in a little place where I had no furniture, nothing. No, I was just looking out my living room window, and yeah, life wasn't too great then. So lots of things about my life are in that song.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was talking to Chris Brinklow, and he said you don't live in the biggest place right now.
Oh my
Is that,
God.
is that a common theme in your
Yeah.
life, small places?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It's teeny weeny. Well, the place before when I wrote that song wasn't teeny. It was like 3 bedrooms, but I only had one bed. I do have 2 kids, and I gave them my box springs. You know, I have one of those queen-size bed with split box springs. And so they each had a box spring, and they're like, "Mom, why is the bed so hard?" I'm like, "I don't know. Why is it?" But I put a little padding on it, and I didn't have much then, so I just, you know.
It's fun to trick your kids. I know. Where
So
have
that
you,
place was big, but my new place, it is small, very tiny.
typically, if you're playing Saskatoon, where are you playing?
Like coffee houses.
Yeah?
I play at the Spadina Free House here, so I do that now and then.
So you're getting a more intimate setting with Underneath the Fray when you come out and see? Yeah?
I think that's suits me. Like I like those intimate settings where you can kind of interact with everybody, get stories going, and people holler things from
So-
hopefully not horrible things, but usually not.
Good memories from Saskatoon, though?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Yeah, I grew up here, and then I moved away to a small town, and now I've been back for about 2 years.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it's great. I love it here.
Nice. Where are you headed next?
You mean where am I going to live next?
No, where are you playing next? If people want to check you out in Saskatoon, what's the next date?
I don't play in Saskatoon I don't have a certain show.
Oh, wow.
Like I don't have a booked show, and I'm not going out and booking any shows right now.
Okay.
Unless something fell in my lap, I would, but right now I'm just out of town. I'm playing out of town until my new album comes out.
All right.
I'm taking the summer off to focus on radio, college radio, and stuff like that. So
Really?
Yeah.
College radio.
yeah, like sending my stuff out and maybe
So that's the next step
getting
for you?
some of them. Yeah.
Yeah?
I didn't do it with this last album, so I think it's time that I ventured into that.
So that's exciting for you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little nerve-wracking because then it's really out there for people to hear.
Sweet. Well, this is a music show. We're going to hear a lot of music tonight.
Okay.
So what do we have coming up next?
The next song, I think I'm going to do Chocolate Covered Candies. I wrote this song after I'd a horrible experience, but I spent about 20 minutes driving home from this experience and cried my eyes out. I don't know how I got home.
That experience
I made it
was-
home. Well, honestly, the song's about losing someone that you really, someone doing something to you that really hurt you, and you just don't know how you're going to carry on after that. So the experience came out of a really complicated situation that I probably don't have time to go into, and you all don't want to hear right now. But it was horrible, and I'm sure we can all relate to, I'm sure we can all relate to some piece of this song. But I do like chocolate, so that's in the song too. And I like bread and honey, and that's in the song too.
All right, let's hear it.
This is chocolate covered candies. And I don't know where. Here, I'm going to put my feet like that. Incredibly not needed was how I felt as I watched you drive away. The fact that you never meant to hurt me so bad is of really no consequence now. And the kiss that you blew me over your shoulder still hangs in the freezing air. And I really can't tell you quite what it was, but a part of me died right there. And I need you like water, and I want you like a chocolate covered candies. I love you like nothing else in the world. Suppose my significance faded away with those words you had to say. I kept it together, kinda laughed with a fake smile and put up my hand and waved. Then the tears fell constantly. I pictured what used to be with my mouth parched and dry. Every song on the radio I tried to listen reminds me of you and I need you like air, and I want you like homemade bread and honey. I love you like nothing else in the world, and I need you like touching, and I want you like holding, and I love you like nothing else in the world. Could you ever understand the kind of woman that I am? And I had to let you go. The regrets of that day still ring in my brain like an ceasing bell. And if there'll ever be a way to recover, it's just so hard to tell. And I need you like heat, and I want you like sunshine. I need you like water, and I want you like a chocolate covered candies. I love you like nothing else in the world, like nothing else in the world, nothing else in this world.
Great song. You want to give us the Coles notes of what brought that up?
Well, like I said, just a horrible experience of a loss that just makes you think life is just never gonna be better. But, you know, I like chocolate, so I ate a lot of that. I actually joke around. I lost about 20 pounds during this whole process and this whole issue thing. And but all I ate was chocolate and bread and honey, honest to God. It's like the carbohydrate diet.
You got a great song out of it. Is that one of your stellar?
I don't know. It's one I like to sing. Just it's like therapy, but I think singing and writing. Oops, I'm doing something here. Singing and writing is like therapy to me.
So is that on the second album or the upcoming album?
It's the second album.
Second album? Sweet.
I could do a song from my upcoming album, couldn't I?
Absolutely. I was
Never
going to
heard
ask you
before.
what we can expect tonight. Is it all going to be new stuff or obviously not?
No, it's all from my other albums, but I could throw in one of my new ones.
Let's definitely do that
All right.
as we move forward here.
I'll think about that. The name for the title from my last album came out of this past song that I just sang. It was every song on the radio.
Underneath the Fray. I mean, I think anybody watching at home should have figured out where you got the name by now. No?
Really?
Okay.
Shocking.
Name origins.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that name, and I went through a lot of names that I just wanted to change.
What were some of the thrown away names?
Oh, God.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. You don't hear them.
No, I
don't
do.
even. You know what? Honest to God, don't even remember them. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
I probably don't even have that paper, but I write everything down, and I scribble, and it was probably a whole page worth of stupid things. But, yeah. No, I just wanted a different name. Like, I kind of felt Lois wasn't too exciting, which is what my name is, and it's great, but yeah.
So underneath
this
the Fray.
speaks more about who I am, what I am. It's like I exist underneath the chaos, and I think that's okay. That's cool. I'm sometimes pop my head above it, you know, like certainly don't let it crush me, but yeah, but there's lots of things that it's about, but
Just try to keep a positive outlook on life.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Mother of two.
Yes, two boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that affect the songwriting process?
Well, at first, when I first started writing, I wrote things about my kids playing in the mud and, you know, stupid things. Well, that's probably not really stupid, but whatever. It was just like, you know, but that really didn't suit me. I didn't really stick with that. I think my kids pop up in these songs in lots of ways, but they're masked, I guess.
Nice. So we're going to have to take a commercial break here pretty quick, but I want to get one more song in before we do that.
Okay.
So do you want something from the new album, or it's up to you?
Sure,
We
I'll
have
do
no-
something from the upcoming album that's, okay. What the heck? Well, it's another sad one. See, this is, you're going to think I write all sad music, which, well, I wrote this song when I saw a little clip on TV about some folks that had lost people in Afghanistan, and just got me to thinking about what we do, that process of what happens when we lose someone, and yeah. And it has little pieces of my life in there too, so.
This is
Oh, what is this one? I don't even think this one has a name yet.
Untitled.
Sure, we'll think of something after this.
Okay.
We'll come up with something.
I'll name it.
Okay.
I see you sitting there. I see you sitting there on my back stair. I swear I've seen you sitting there. I've seen you sitting there on my back stair. Well, you've been gone now a year and 23 days. Memories of you keep me awake. I'm tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping. I remember the time we went out, the time we went out. All I did was scream and shout. I'm sure that I had made a fool, I had made a fool out of me and you. Well, you've been gone now a year. You've been gone now a year. At least today it seems this way. Memories of you keep me awake. I'm tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping. Sweet apple kisses, Saskatoon berry wine, walking in the snow with your hand in mine. 1,000 picture perfect days, moments caught up in your gaze, soaking up your smiling face across this tiny room. You've been gone now for years. You've been gone now a year. You've been gone now a year and 23 days. Memories of you keep me awake. I'm tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping, tired of sleeping.
Underneath the Fray in the Shaw Studios tonight. We're about to take our first commercial break, but stick around because after the break we're going to talk about that song and we're going to go back to camp for you, talk about how all this got going. So yeah, make sure you stick around. More Stripped Down after this.
Stick around, more Stripped Down after this. Voted Best Clothing Store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features high-speed fashion such as Belle Staff and J. Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs.
Introducing Wing Street in 7 flavors, from honey barbecue to spicy barbecue to heat seeker, delivered to your door by Pizza Hut. Wing Street, you've been warned.
For 10 years, SIGA has been strengthening the lives of Saskatchewan and First Nations people through employment, economic growth, and community relations. With 5 casinos in the province, SIGA offers a Saskatchewan First Nations gaming experience.
Shaw is your only source for continuous local community news, information, and weather. Join Ann Perry and the rest of the Shaw Information Update crew daily as they bring you the latest news and information about the community. With weather updated every 10 minutes and the Shaw Information Update every half hour, Shaw is your one stop for local news and information. The Shaw Information Update, only on Shaw.
As a member of the Advantage Travel and Cruise Consortium, D&D Travel, along with its 250 affiliate travel agencies, have the ability to meet the most discerning travelers' needs. Advantage D&D Travel is locally owned and operated since 2001.
If you could, would you help your community? You can through the Saskatoon Community Foundation. Annually, the foundation grants to over 100 local charities.
We support the Saskatoon Community Foundation. You can too. For Saskatoon, forever.
You are watching Stripped Down. I'm Curtis Anderson, having a great time tonight in the studio. Underneath the Fray, heard lots of songs before the break, and the last one we heard right before we went,
Something.
we haven't named
Tired
it.
of sleeping. Something. I don't know.
And that's
Yeah.
on the upcoming album, the
Yep.
upcoming 3rd album,
Yeah.
and it was about?
Well, it was about loss. Just, you think you see the people that you've lost, like you think you hear their voice. I think that's mostly what got me started on the song and thinking about, then you think about all the regrets that you have about what you could have done or should have done, and then you think about the great things that you did do, and just all the things you think about when you lose somebody.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's jump into the past. How
All
did
right.
Underneath the Fray get going? It started at camp. Camp and 2 chords, basically.
Yeah, I'm not young, so I picked up the guitar late in life, and I was working at a camp, and they needed someone to play, and I'm like, okay, they have a guitar, so I learned 2 chords, and I played every song with chords. Honestly, it was horrible, but that's how I learned those 2 chords, and then carried on from
Winter
there.
camp, summer camp,
Summer
fat camp.
Yeah,
summer
well,
camp. Okay.
probably could have been all those things. Yeah, I know it was summer camp.
Yeah.
So
Kids, I'm guessing?
yeah, kids.
So were they just responsive?
They don't care.
They cheered? They
Oh
went
yeah,
crazy
they
for your
love
2
it.
chords?
Yeah, they did. They didn't know.
Yeah?
Yeah, they just like, woohoo, a guitar and a campfire, let's sing. So
But obviously-
I did stupid songs, that just 2 chords really do it.
Yeah. But you actually have a little bit of a career before that. You were self-taught.
Yeah, well, that's when I started self-teaching.
Oh, really? So it was
That was
after
like-
that. It was after
I was
that
like-
you wrote the song Peanut Butter.
No, it was before that. It
I'm
was when I
confused.
was 5.
Okay.
Yeah. No,
You
when
played
I was
piano
5
before.
I did, yeah. I took piano, and I
We'll
didn't
piece this together.
Yeah, we're getting there. Sorry, but yeah, I didn't take piano when I was 5, but my mom played the piano, and so I could see her doing it, and that's the way I learn things, is by watching other. I've always been that way, so I guess I started playing the piano, and it was just like the little do 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 kind of thing. And Peanut Butter.
Yeah.
That was my first song.
So you put together a little jingle for toast spread.
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, they don't know about it yet.
Is that going to be like a hidden track maybe on the upcoming
Maybe.
album? Going back to peanut butter?
That's a grand idea.
It's a good. Okay, so something clicked at camp. You thought, hey,
Yeah,
this is good times. I'm going to learn
no.
a third chord and see
Yeah.
where it takes me.
Yeah, I did. And, you know, camp, you always have to, there's always music. So I just figured we'd carry on. And, yeah, that's where I really got started. And of course, at that time, I was also involved in, like, the youth group that was at a church there in the small town I was at. They needed help, so I said, hey, I'll do the music. I know 3 chords now.
And that small town was Govan, am I saying that right?
No, it was Strasbourg.
Oh, okay.
Close to Govan.
Govan plays into this, though.
Yeah.
How?
It does. That's where the record label
We'll
head office
get to that.
is.
I'm
Yeah.
jumping all over the map.
Oh, what the heck?
All right, so
Okay.
you leave camp.
I learned guitar at camp and learned guitar through that, playing all these songs. And that's where the Kevin Gales, the guy who owns the record label, saw me play.
At camp?
No, but in the community.
Oh, okay.
Around there, because the camp was right near the community, so it all kind of ties together. So, yeah, he saw me play and said, hey, how come you're not writing your own songs? And I said, no, I don't know.
And you're like, check it out. Here's peanut butter.
Yeah, check out Peanut Butter. That's a good one. So he said, have you ever thought about signing a record deal? And I said, no, that's ridiculous, which it really was, because I was just a frumpy little mama. You know, I wore flowered dresses and took my kids. It was a just totally different time in my life. And then once I started thinking about that, I thought, well, maybe I might want to try this. It really changed my life. So.
And that led to a trio, right? Eventually?
No, the trio was in there before that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of involved with that youth group and the church thing that we had a little trio, and yeah, I was really interested in playing and singing and doing shows and stuff, but the other 2 weren't, and that's probably
Do you
part
remember
of
what the trio was called and how that came together?
Yeah, it was called Hey Jane. Hey Jane, and we were actually sounded pretty good, but you know, it was a lot of gospel stuff, so people expected that from us. And when I started writing, my stuff really didn't go that direction. Like, my stuff isn't gospel or anything like that. It's really reflects what I think about. And yeah, it didn't really suit that anymore.
So you were like the Beyonce, you broke away and did your own thing after that.
Beyonce, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about your solo stuff after you left that, but we need to hear another song.
Okay, well, this song, I got ticked off. It's got talking about me.
Wow.
And I wrote a therapy song, so this is dedicated to anyone who's ever been talked about by somebody else, which is everybody. So this is Say What You Want. Oops, and I'm playing it with the wrong. See, I do this all the time. I'm like, I forget my own words. I'm like, yeah, sorry. Here we go. Because I'd never sing it that high. You'd all be like... Hey, have you heard about Joe? Listen here, I'll tell you something. He seems a little behind the times. What's up with her hair? It appears she doesn't care. She could really use some advice. Yeah, well, say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful in a million ways. Yeah, say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful, really helpful. I hear she's going with pink and blue candles too. That's not really my style. I've got this little story about Carl and his special friend Jody. Bet you can't wait to hear more. Yeah, we'll say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful in a million ways. Yeah,
You're hurting me, I can't stop you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, remember that little story about Carl and his special friend Jody? Haven't we all been waiting to hear more? Well, you will say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful in a million ways. Yeah, say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful, really helpful. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say what you want about me. Could I really stop you anyway? It's so obviously helpful, really helpful, so very helpful, entirely helpful.
Wow. That was the happiest angry song I've ever heard. Just like that, we got ourselves a show. Take it back. What brought this song on?
Yeah, well, people were talking about me, and they, people think they know.
Is this when you left the trio? They were all like,
Well, it was sort of after around that time.
yeah?
It was sort of, yeah, but yeah, so I just got really ticked off, and just that's what inspired the song.
Wow. You said the trio did, quote, stupid stuff.
Well, I shouldn't say, I shouldn't have said stupid stuff. We did, silly little songs.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's what I meant by stupid stuff. Just silly little songs that, trio things.
And they weren't
It didn't
happy.
really suit, I guess what I meant by stupid stuff was that really in the end it didn't really suit me. But it was a great starting place for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were obviously a little upset you left, but
No, they weren't upset. They didn't want to travel. They didn't want to do that. They had other things in their lives they wanted to do. And
all right, so you went solo. What was
I
the
went
next
solo.
step? You hooked up with the Torque label?
Yeah, Torque Recording Company, and hooked up with them in their early days.
Okay.
Now they're a great label. They're a great hardcore metal label. Did you look them up? You
I
should
did not look
them
them up. So you didn't
look them
really
up. If you
fit
like
in.
hardcore metal, that's the label. But yeah, I started with them, and they Kevin Gales got me on my way, and we made the first album. And I'd never played with a pick before. I don't play with a pick now.
Yeah, that's something that actually helps us tonight, because so far every show somebody's dropped a pick, and then there's been like a good 30 seconds of dead air as we're searching around on the floor in my expensive Ultimo Yuramoto pants. But
So you don't want to do that. No, so it was a totally new experience. Actually, when I went into the studio to record, I had to play with a pick on a great little 33 Martin, an old pre-war Martin. It has a beautiful guitar, but I had to play with a pick for the record, and I couldn't play with it. It was so awkward, and I kept clunking the bottom of the guitar, so you'd hear that on all the recording. It was just horrible. And so Kevin, the producer, said to me, "Honey, why don't you go in the bathroom and practice a little while?" And so I'm like, okay. That's so nervous. So I went and practiced and came out, and he said that didn't really help. So we taped a piece of denim to this beautiful guitar, so that every time I clunked, it didn't really make a noise. It was horrible, but yeah, good times in the studio, good times.
Still a fan of the first album works?
Yeah, I am. I'm proud of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are we going to hear one tonight? Because we have to take another commercial break, but we
Okay.
need to get one more song, and you're going to go back to the first album, or
Yeah,
keep,
sure.
keep looking forward, yeah?
Yep, I can do that. I have this one I'll do for you. This is
Okay.
Wishing for Things. This has to do with basketball, but I can talk to you about that later.
Absolutely. The basketball song.
The basketball song.
Time passes by like the grass in the yard, having its season, then passing away. These moments so fleeting, they're all that we have. Am I watching as life goes away? So many times my potential's untapped, wishing for things I don't have. Does the cactus sit quiet until it can be just outside for the 200th time, waiting for something to happen. I'm choking myself in cautious ambition, watching as life goes away. So many times my potential's untapped, wishing for things I don't have. Does the cactus sit quiet until it can be just like the rose on the bush that it sees, wishing for things I don't have, wishing for things I don't have. Spent enough time fearing to fail, I've wasted so much time, so much time. Does the cactus sit quiet until it can be just like the rose on the bush that it sees, wishing for things I don't have, wishing for things I don't have. So many times stuck here in my excuses. Does the cactus sit quiet until it can be just like the rose on the bush that it sees, wishing for things I don't have, wishing for things I don't have.
Underneath the Fray in the Shaw Studios tonight, you're watching Strip Down. We're about to take our second commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the first album, the second album, and the upcoming third album, as well as touch on some influences. That's always my favorite part. We got more Strip Down coming up after this.
Don't go anywhere. More Strip Down after this.
Shaw is your only source for continuous local community news, information, and weather. Join Ann Perry and the rest of the Shaw Information Update crew daily as they bring you the latest news and information about our community. With weather updated every 10 minutes and the Shaw Information Update every half hour, Shaw is your one stop for local news and information. The Shaw Information Update, only on Shaw.
Voted Best Clothing Store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features high-speed fashion such as Bell Staff and J. Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs.
Drug and alcohol addictions know no boundaries. They touch the lives of our friends, families, and even our children.
I just need to stop this. I need to change my lifestyle. Since I've come to Teen Challenge, my life has been restored to me. To really be alive today is a miracle.
With a proven cure rate of over 70%, Teen Challenge is helping our youth find freedom from drug and alcohol addictions. To find out how you can help make a difference in someone's life, please contact Teen Challenge today.
The Shaw Sports Update takes you into the game from Little League to the big leagues. Covering everything from curling, hockey, baseball, and football, we've got all the bases covered. Whether you're a fan of the Blades, Huskies, Yellow Jackets, or Accelerators, Simon Hyatt brings you the latest information on the teams, athletes, and volunteers in our community. The Shaw Sports Update with Simon Hyatt, only on Shaw.
You're watching Strip Down. I am Curtis Anderson, your Visions and Value champion. That's right. We're putting that right here. Again, probably doesn't mean a lot to the people watching at home, but that's a big Shaw promotion going on, and I'm the current champion. I'm thinking of maybe melting it down and making it into like some sort of title belt I can wear around my waist over my shoulder. Anyways, tonight on Strip Down, underneath the fray, we're having a lot of fun here in the studio listening to some great music. And before we continue, I want to shout out to Ian Cameron, one of our loyal volunteers. He's celebrating his 3rd anniversary tonight. He couldn't make it. He's one of the 2 people that makes sure this show's audio sounds flawless. Have a good night off, Ian. You better be back next week. All right, we left off talking about the first album. That was a song right before a commercial from the first album, and that was
Wishing for Things.
And that came about?
Came about by, I'm just totally a fear of failure type person, so I live in that world.
Okay, the first album was released under the Torque label.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you were no longer welcome there because it turned heavy metal, harsh.
No, it wasn't that I wasn't welcome, but like all the chaos of my life at the time just didn't enable me to really make a strong commitment that I would have liked to make to keep going forward.
So they were open to keeping you on the label?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
They weren't, you didn't have to like dye your hair and go all
I toured
speed?
with a hardcore metal band.
What was that like?
That was interesting. Yeah, it was very cool. I opened for them and then they opened for me, so that was really fun. Yeah,
How did the crowd react to that?
Good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I even sold CDs, which I really thought, oh my God, no one's going to buy CDs, but they did. So, yeah, I had some good fans. I lost the trailer behind the truck during that tour. That's one of my tour stories. You asked about tour, what happens on my tours.
You lost a trailer.
Yeah, like the wheels, the whole wheel. I don't know anything about
having
cars.
like a weekend vacation flashback, that movie where the trailer.
Really? Well, yeah, like the whole wheels, the axle and everything went pshoop, right off the trailer, and trailer with all the gear in it and stuff. And of course, my gear is this and a cord and a DI box. That's what it. They had their amps and the drums, everything's in the trailer, right? So it tipped on its side, and we were heading back from a show in Manitoba, and that was 1 a.m. We were after the show, and yeah, it was crazy. It was cold. And we tipped the trailer back up and lifted it onto the back of the truck, took all the gear out, lifted it onto the truck, and put all the gear back in. And then blah, blah, blah. It was horrible. That was a 26-hour day.
Wow. And that was about the time you're going through so you left the label?
That was before that. I was still with the label then. They were part of the label too. So yeah, and we went out together. Yeah, and then after that, I headed out on my own, and I did this second album by myself in my little apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, I have old pipes on the ceiling because it's that boiler heat, and it's old building, really old. So they crack and bang, and you don't hear that in the recording, but it was all part of my little experience down there.
And people are running out of opportunities to get their hands on the second album, right?
Yes, I'm running out of CDs. I'm just about out, but I haven't really been touring much. I won't be touring much in the next few months. Just 3 or 4 shows a month now until I'm putting out the next album. So I've got enough CDs to sell a few, but yeah, they can buy them at my shows. That's the only place to get them because
they can't hit your MySpace and
they can hit my MySpace, message me, and I'll hook them up with something.
Yeah, you're on the MySpace bandwagon.
Yeah.
We're bringing it up. See right there.
Yay.
That's where you can get all your underneath the fray information.
Yep.
Enjoy MySpace.
Yep. Yeah, I do. It's good. It's free. Which was, the reason why I started into it, because I couldn't afford I used to have a website back in the days when I had money, and I used to, but I will someday again have a webpage. But this is great.
Well said.
Great.
All right, influences. You were all over the map when I was checking your MySpace.
Yeah, I really am all over the map. And I think everything influences me, just listening. And I know that's probably, too general, but really it is. I listen to MySpace artists all the time that want to be my friends. I'll listen to them. That stuff influences me. I'm listening to a lot of Hank Williams right now, and Lucinda Williams, I love her. And those are I kind of stick with one artist and listen. Pete Yorn, I like him right now. I'm still listening to that stuff. And I didn't grow up with a lot of pop influence in my life. I never listened to the radio till I was 14, and then even after that, I didn't really much because we didn't have it in our house, which is a story for another day. But yeah, so I kind of have been learning about pop culture slowly in my adult life.
Sounds like performing's always kind of been in the back of your mind. But what was the one song where you heard it and you were like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is the inspiration. Everybody has that one song.
I don't know if I do. Maybe I'm kind of strange. Ooh, I don't know. That's a great question. I really haven't thought about that, who it would be. But I think that the thing that motivated me to do this most was watching the guy that runs the record label, Kevin Gales, was really my first meeting someone. He used to tour and sing and play, and I got to watch him perform one time. And I think that's really what got me thinking, hey, maybe this is something I can do. Because before that, I mean, you might as well told me I was going to become the president of the United States. You know, it's about the same thing. Hey, you want to sign a record deal? Hey, you want to become the president of the United States? Woohoo! Okay, I could do either one of those things. Yeah, it was as far-fetched as that.
Wow.
So it didn't cross my mind. I didn't have any dreams of anything like that, ever.
All right. You want to hit us with like 30 seconds of one of your favorite covers then?
Oh.
Why only 30 seconds? Because we don't want to get in trouble with the man.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I'll do 30 seconds. You tell me when it's time to stop.
I'll give you the cut.
Are you going to tell me?
Sure.
You just go, hey, or something, whatever. So I don't keep going.
We're at the official lawsuit level. We'll... Okay.
Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel second best, hey, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Maybe I didn't hold you all those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never told you that I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always...
So big Pet Shop Boys fan, I'm guessing? Or was it the Elvis version?
Yeah, no, this is Willie Nelson. Where I heard it was Willie Nelson, yep.
Nice. All right, let's hear a song. We got to take another commercial break, our last commercial break, so let's hear another song before we head to that.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I think I'm going to do this one. I'm probably moving that mic thing again. All right, this is Planet of Flower.
Okay.
So I could watch it die. I stumbled on the truth so I could turn around and lie. It just feels this way. It just feels, it kind of feels this way. I stumbled neath the load that I just could not bear. I walked away from my dear friend to show how much it just feels this way. It just feels, it kind of feels this way. Well, I've just been so self-destructive, and I have done this to myself so many times. Well, I've just been so self-destructive. How about you? I bet you've done it too. I built myself a mansion just so I could tear it down. I sailed away in a balloon just to crash it to the ground. And I took a costly gamble at the worst point of my life. Well, looking back on it all now, it's the one thing I've done right. Well, I've so self-involved, and I have done this to myself so many times. Well, I've just been so self-destructive. How about you? I bet you've done it too. I've heard no song, I've found no tune, no word, no rhyme, no chord sufficiently describing what it's cost me even thought of where to leave you. Just not what I'm able to do. Well, I've just been so self-destructive. Well, I've just been so self-destructive. And I have done this to myself so many times. Well, I've just been so self-destructive. How about you? I bet you've done it too. I built myself a mansion just so I could tear it down. I sailed away in a balloon just to crash it to the ground.
It's my favorite time of the show. It's time for break number 3. Man, that's a good break. I don't know. Anyway, we wrap up with Underneath the Fray after this last commercial break.
Stick around, more Stripped Down after this.
Tune into Shaw for TCU Place Arts and Entertainment weekdays only on Shaw. From celebrities to local artists, musicians, and performers, arts and entertainment reporter Curtis Anderson is your hookup for everything going on in the local entertainment scene. TCU Place Arts and Entertainment with Curtis Anderson, only on Shaw.
Voted Best Clothing Store for 2006-2007, Ultimo Euromoda features speed fashion such as Belle Staff and Jay Lindenberg. Ultimo doesn't follow the trends, they introduce them.
Providing a wide range of instruments under one roof, Mother's Music has been operating out of Saskatoon for 17 years. With music lessons, instrument rentals, and in-store financing, Mother's Music will fill your local music needs.
You're watching Stripped Down. We are running out of time. We're in the studio with Underneath the Fray. We're going to get one more song in for sure. This is something going back to your first album again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is $6,000 Doors.
Sometimes I wonder what's going on when I look around and see so much wrong. Sometimes I wonder what I should do with this shoestring budget and my blind eye too. There's people going hungry and living on the street. There's single moms that are just so beat. Plenty of injustice coming out our ears, and little kids growing up in fear. There's little kids growing up in fear. Sometimes I wonder what all this is for, with so many brand new houses with $6,000 doors. Sometimes I wonder what I should do with my apparent need for comfort and my selfish attitude. There's people going hungry and living on the street. There's single moms that are just so beat. Plenty of injustice coming out our ears, and little kids growing up in fear. There's little kids growing up in fear. I should cry, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to try, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got to cry. Hope you don't mind. Hope you don't mind. There's people going hungry and living on the street. There's single moms that are just so beat. There's people going hungry and living on the street. There's single moms not quite yet beat. Plenty of injustice coming out of ears and little kids growing up in fear. There's little kids growing up in fear. There's people going hungry and living on the street. There's single moms that are just so beat. Plenty of injustice coming out our ears and little kids growing up in fear. There's little kids growing up in fear.
Underneath the Fray in the Shaw Studios tonight. Of course, all this information is available on your MySpace, but you're kind of shutting Saskatoon out in the near gigs lined up.
I know.
However, you're heading to Swift Current for back-to-back gigs at Lobsterfest.
Yes, look at that. Isn't that
Sounds fun.
exciting?
And then in November, you are playing at Bushwhacker Brewing Company in Regina with Chris Brinklow.
Yeah, all of my fall touring dates aren't up yet, so
Okay.
I should have quite a stack of those.
So keep checking back to the MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, the first female episode here of Stripped Down.
Thanks
Did you have
for
fun?
having me. Yes,
You
it
had
was
fun?
so nice. It was nice to meet you and the crew, and thanks so much for having me and putting up with this.
Good stuff. And just like that, we are out of time. I'd like to thank Underneath the Fray and, of course, the cast and the crew here at Stripped Down, as well as our sponsors, Ultimo Uramoto, Mother's Music, and Ralco Radio. And, yeah, big thanks to tonight's cast and crew again. Make sure you run to a computer, join the Stripped Down Facebook group, and check out www.myspace.com/strippeddownsask for all sorts of funness. Yeah, that's a word tonight. And check out upcoming guests and co-hosts. And remember, the only place you can get stripped down is right here on Shaw. For the last time tonight, Underneath the Fray.
Do the skies in your world seem constantly gray? Does your glass remain half empty? Is it hard to believe things will be okay? Yeah, look around you. Can't you see beautiful paintings hung perfectly? I see brilliant colors in sunset skies. A stroke of genius when the eagle flies. Bright colored caterpillars, fireflies, roses and lilacs, fine painted daisies, stars that shine brightly in blue skies like crazy moonbeams and pine trees, wheat fields and honeybees, hummingbirds, foxes, bees in boxes, fine painted daisies. Do you find yourself wishing for something more? Does the grass on my side look greener? Do you wake up each morning, life is a bore? Look around you, can't you see